Hi, my name is Patrice Francois. I am the co-founder and festival director of Imagine This Women's International Film Festival, and I would like to welcome you to Girl Power Film and Media Summit and to our panel, Story Redefined, Breaking Native and Indigenous Stories. In this series, we're going to discuss how Hollywood can escape misconceptions and stereotypes and how BIPOC filmmakers and storytellers can stay true to themselves and tell authentic stories. So it's an honor to introduce our guest today. Tracy Deer is a screenwriter, film director, and showrunner based in Canada. Deer has written and directed several award-winning documentaries for Resolution Pictures?
Resolution, yes.
Mm-hmm. And for many television production companies. So welcome and thank you so much for joining us. And if you can just tell us a little bit about yourself and what what Beans is about and where it's currently screening, so people can go ahead and go find it and learn more about you and your story.
Yes, absolutely. So I am a Mohawk writer-director, born and raised on the Mohawk territory of Kahnawake, which is a reserve, and in the United States, you say reservation. Up here in Canada, we say reserve. It's just outside of Montreal. So I grew up in a very small insular community, but right next to the really bubbling metropolis of Montreal. So it's really, I think, been the best of both worlds. I've wanted to be a filmmaker ever since I was 12 years old. But back then, I never thought I would be able to tell stories about my own people because I did not see those stories on the small screen or the big screen. So in my little girl's imagination and dream, I always just thought I would go, my hope was to make it down to Hollywood and tell stories about white people, because that's what was being made. Yeah. Yeah. And every step I could pursue this dream, and in high school, I was making films instead of writing essays whenever a teacher would allow it. I went to Dartmouth College and studied film studies. And it was when I was graduating from Dartmouth that the Aboriginal Peoples Television Network was created up here in Canada. This is a network for Indigenous people by Indigenous people. And so all of a sudden, an entire new universe opened up where I could do what I feel driven to do, tell stories visually, but I could also tell them about my own people. So just as I graduated, this opportunity opened up. And so I have been telling Indigenous stories now for 20 years.